Most people think cruising is all about rushing off the ship at every port. But what if I told you the smartest travelers are now doing the exact opposite? I've taken entire cruises without stepping off once, and honestly, it was the best decision I ever made. Today, I'm exposing the real reasons so many port stops aren't worth your time, your money, or your sanity, and why staying on the ship might secretly be the ultimate cruise upgrade. Let's dive in. Number 1. The port is a tourist trap. Let's be real. Some ports just aren't worth the hassle. You think you're docking in Florence, but surprise! You're actually in Livorno, an hour and a half away by train. Same goes for Paris, which is really Le Havre, or Rome. Hello, Civitavecchia. These ports often mean expensive transfers, crowded buses, and hours wasted just to snap a photo of some landmark. After a 2-hour ride to Pisa, all I wanted was a nap, not another cathedral selfie. And if I've already been to the destination, no shame in staying on board with a cappuccino and zero crowds. Remember, this is your vacation, not a sightseeing marathon. Number 2. Misleading port names. Here's the cruise industry's dirty little secret. Those glamorous port names on your itinerary? Pure marketing magic. When your schedule says Venice, you're actually docking in industrial Trieste. Athens means Piraeus, a gritty port town. And don't get me started on London. Spoiler, it's Dover. I learned this the hard way when I expected to wake up to views of the Colosseum, and instead saw a parking lot full of shipping containers. Now I double-check every port using sites like what'sinport.com, because if I'm spending half my day commuting to the actual destination, I'd rather be poolside with a cocktail and zero transportation headaches. Number 3. Overcrowded ports. Here's a nightmare scenario you won't find in the brochure. 5 megaships all unloading at the same tiny Caribbean island. I made this mistake once in Nassau, arriving with 6 other ships. The result? 2-hour lines for everything from restrooms to rum samples. Now I check cruisetimetables.com before booking. If more than 3 ships are scheduled, that's my cue to enjoy an empty ship instead. Nothing kills vacation vibes faster than elbowing through crowds just to buy an overpriced souvenir you'll regret by dinner. The best shore excursion might just be staying on board, where your only competition for lounge chairs is the occasional seagull. Number 4. Safety isn't guaranteed. Just because a ship stops somewhere doesn't mean you should get off. Port safety varies wildly, and some spots are riskier than they used to be. Tourism hotspots attract petty crime, scams, and yes, sometimes worse. That charming market or historic district? It might be flagged on official advisories. Before any cruise, I always check sites like the UKFCO or U.S. State Department travel warnings. If I see red flags, I stay on board. No questions asked. That's kept me away from recent unrest in Mahahual, concerns in Honduras, and alerts in parts of the Bahamas. Sometimes the pool deck is the safest adventure you can have. Number 5. Locals don't want you. There's an uncomfortable truth about cruising that no one talks about. Some destinations are fighting back. Barcelona locals have protested with water guns. Venice banned large ships altogether. In Bergen, Norway, you might see posters bluntly telling cruisers to stay away. When I noticed shopkeepers rolling their eyes at yet another herd of cruise passengers, I got the message loud and clear. Now, if I sense that hostile vibe, I take the hint. Why play the unwanted tourist when I could be enjoying the ship's serenity? Sometimes the most respectful thing you can do as a traveler is not show up at all. Number 6. Maximize paid perks. Here's something they don't tell you when selling those drink packages and spa passes. You're literally throwing money away every minute you're off the ship. That $200 thermal suite pass? Worthless while you're sweating through a walking tour. I learned this the hard way after realizing I'd paid for 3 days of premium coffee I never drank because I was always ashore. Now I pick at least one port day to fully capitalize on my onboard investments. Empty specialty restaurants, no-wait water slides, and having the crew actually remember your name. It's like discovering a secret VIP level of cruising most passengers never experience. That excursion to another overcrowded beach can wait. Number 7. Wasted drink packages. That unlimited drink package you splurged on? It's burning a hole in your pocket every second you're off the ship. Think about it. You're paying $80, $100, maybe more per day, whether you use it or not. I once did the math after a Mediterranean cruise and realized I'd basically donated $300 to the cruise line by going ashore 4 days. Now I plan my port days strategically. If I've got a fancy coffee habit or enjoy poolside cocktails, that's a day I'm staying on board. Same goes for soda packages and even bottled water on some lines. Your liver might thank you for a break, but your wallet will definitely thank you for getting your money's worth. Number 8. Blazing fast Wi-Fi. Let's talk about the modern traveler's addiction, Wi-Fi. That expensive internet package you bought? Useless when 3,000 passengers are all trying to stream at once. But on port days, I've uploaded entire vlogs in minutes, video called home without that awkward frozen face lag, even finally watched that Netflix show I downloaded before the trip. It's the only time cruise ship internet actually feels like land-speed Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, your fellow passengers ashore are paying $10 for sketchy cafe Wi-Fi that barely loads emails. Pro tip: schedule all your online tasks for port days and actually get what you paid for. Number 9. Spa and dining steals. Want to feel like you've hacked the cruise system? Try the spa on a port day. Those $150 massages suddenly drop to $99. The fancy steakhouse that's impossible to book at night. Wide open for lunch at half the price. I once got a full hot stone massage, facial, and access to the thermal suite for what I'd normally pay just for the massage on a sea day. The crew actually has time to pamper you properly when they're not rushing between appointments. Same goes for specialty dining. That sushi restaurant with the 2-hour wait yesterday? Today, you can walk right in and have the chef personally explain every roll. It's the closest thing to a first-class cruise experience without the first-class price tag. Number 10. Spa Serenity. The spa transforms on port days. Suddenly, that overpriced massage becomes almost reasonable with 30% off. But the real value isn't just the discount, it's the atmosphere. No blaring announcements about bingo tournaments. No constant door slamming from other treatments ending. Just pure, uninterrupted zen. I once fell asleep during a port day facial to the actual sound of ocean waves, not the usual soundtrack of pool deck chaos. The hard sell on miracle creams? Even that's more low-key when they're not rushing to flip the room. For once, you can enjoy the relaxation you paid for without feeling like part of an assembly line. It's the closest thing to a private yacht experience you'll get on a megaship. Number 11. Pool Paradise. This is when you discover what those pool decks were actually designed for. Relaxation. No towel-saving chair hogs, no screaming kids doing cannonballs, just you and maybe 3 other smart cruisers who got the memo. I've had infinity pools completely to myself, hot tubs at perfect temperature, and bartenders who remember your name because they're not overwhelmed. The best part? No fighting over those prime shady spots that are usually gone by 8 a.m. on sea days. Just don't forget sunscreen. With no crowds to witness, you could turn into a lobster before anyone notices to warn you. It's the closest thing to a private resort experience, minus the 5-star price tag. Number 12. Ship activities shine. Modern cruise ships are floating amusement parks, if you can actually get to the rides. On sea days, you'll wait 45 minutes for the water slide and never get near the go-karts. But on port days, I've had entire ropes courses to myself, raced the bumper cars non-stop, and actually heard the ping-pong ball over the noise. The crew running these attractions suddenly have time to show you tricks or let you go extra rounds. That Broadway-style show you missed because it was sold out? They often add surprise matinees when most guests are ashore. It's like having Fast Pass for everything. Except you don't pay extra, you just have to be smart about when you play. Number 13. Crew connections. Here's something you'll never experience when the ship is full. Actual conversations with the crew. On port days, bartenders have time to craft that perfect cocktail instead of just pouring pre-made mixes. The waitstaff might share their favorite off-menu items. I've had photographers teach me camera tricks, cabin stewards reveal secret ship spots, and yes, even gotten the real scoop on which ports they actually enjoy. These are some of the most traveled people you'll ever meet, and when they're not in constant demand, they've got stories that'll make your cruise even richer. It turns out the best shore excursion might be the human connections you make right on board. Number 14. Laundry bliss. Here's a pro tip they won't tell you about until your third cruise. Port days are laundry day. Those crowded laundromats that normally have passengers elbowing each other for a free dryer? Completely empty. I've done full loads in half the time, even scored an iron that actually works. Some cruise lines offer mid-cruise laundry specials on port days, too. For about what you'd pay at home, they'll wash, press, and fold everything with military precision. My clothes came back folded so perfectly, I almost didn't want to wear them. When you're on a 2-week cruise, nothing feels more luxurious than fresh underwear without the hassle. Who knew doing chores could feel like a vacation upgrade? Number 15. The joy of doing nothing. This is the secret veteran cruisers won't tell you. Sometimes the best activity is no activity at all. On port days, the ship finally breathes. No lines, no pressure, no FOMO. I've spent entire mornings just watching the water from different decks, discovering quiet nooks I never noticed when the ship was packed. The buffet becomes peaceful, the library actually has open chairs, and that overpriced balcony you booked? Suddenly worth every penny. It's the rarest thing in modern travel. Real, uninterrupted stillness. No excursion tickets, no tour groups herding you along. Just you, the ocean, and the luxury of absolutely nothing on the schedule. Conclusion. There was a time when skipping a port felt like I was missing out. Now, it often feels like the smartest choice I can make. While everyone else is stressing over excursion times and fighting for taxi stands, I'm getting the vacation they wish they had. Empty decks, premium amenities at discount prices, and that rare luxury of actual relaxation. The secret isn't in how many ports you check off, but in how much you enjoy the ship you paid good money to be on. If this changed how you think about cruising, hit that like button. It helps more travelers discover these secrets. Subscribe for more Real Talk cruise tips. Happy cruising! And remember, sometimes the best shore is the one you don't leave.